Good morning everybody, welcome to this week's Tillers Turf Talk. Hope you're all keeping really well. Once again I can report we've had literally no rainfall whatsoever, maybe a millimetre or two since the last couple of vlogs. But despite all that, we're keeping the irrigators going. The team are really busy, pulling reels 24/7, and we're keeping some fantastic turf going out of the field. So harvest is as busy as ever. We've got a harvester going over there, but this week we're not going to talk about harvesting. We're going to talk a little bit more about how we get the turf from the field to the lorry and look at the three things that have really made a difference to our operations here, and three things that are real pivotal and key now to our day-to-day operation and efficiency. So we'll have a wander over and we'll start with number one. So number one in our top three things that make us super efficient now, getting the turf out in the fields, and that is one of our fleet of JCB Agri Pros. These have been our dependable load alls now for many years, as long as I've been at Tillers, so sort of 10 years, something like that. Fantastic machines, they work incredibly hard, they're doing ridiculous amount of hours. But the interesting thing with these, we're not lifting, sort of lightweight pallets. We're lifting pallets of turf that can be a ton upwards, depending on moisture levels and everything else. So they do a great job. Let's take a closer look. Whilst many of our fields are accessible for the lorries to drive straight in to be loaded up, this one isn't, and therefore we have to pull the pallets out of the field. So what we're trying to do here is, when we start this field, we make a headland area immediately into the access, and we can bring all the turf there as sort of a loading area for the telehandler and the trailer. So once Hamish has harvested a pallet of turf, Josh is bringing it out on the pallet tines, and Dan's picking it up on the load all over here somewhere, bringing it back to the pad and loading it onto the trailer. So super efficient operation, everyone working as a team, as you always do here at Tillers, doing a fantastic job. I really cannot state enough the efficiency and durability and reliability of these JCBs. So not only is it down in the field today to load the full pallets, but also the empty ones onto the harvester to keep Hamish fed, to keep him going and keep this harvest rolling. Number two on my list of the three things that have made us super efficient now in getting turf from the field to the lorry, that is of course the trailers themselves. Now we have done previous videos on these, exclusively looking at the trailer and how they all work, and we'll just take a closer look now, watch a little bit of loading, and then we'll follow the trailer down to the pad. We'll talk a bit more about my number three when we get there. Now these trailers play an absolute key role in getting turf out of the fields efficiently and safely now, and these trailers were sort of the vision of Alan, the farm manager, and along with Larrington Trailers, they designed this fantastic piece of equipment that we have here. So 6 wheels to take 12 pallets at a time, and there's lots of really interesting features on it. It obviously has all the full hydraulics and everything else, but it has the folding sides. So you can see that side has been lifted up there to load the turf straight in. Once loaded up, the sides come down and contains all the turf within, making it nice and safe. So it's plenty strong enough, plenty big enough total weight capacity and everything else, absolutely bang on. But one thing the harvest drivers and the forklift drivers have sort of said, one of the features they really like on this, particularly in winter when they're often loading at night, and that's the LED lighting within. So it's a fantastic trailer. We've got 2 of these. They're both doing an amazing job for us, and we're really pleased with them. Just while we wait for the next pallet to come out of the field, we'll talk about what happens next. So Dan is with his JCB behind, and when he's waiting, Dan isn't sitting down doing nothing. Dan is taking tremendous pride in his load all there, cleaning the windows, keeping it nice and clean, and yeah, I'm sure he's going to add some longevity to this machine with all the aftercare that it gets. So Dan really taking pride in the machine that he drives every day. So once the trailer is full, and we've still got a few more pallets to go, he'll hook on to the pickup hitch down here, plug in all the hydraulics and everything else. And something I forgot to mention is this trailer does have air brakes as well. So when it's going down the road, there's, like I say, quite a lot of weight in the back here, and these air brakes are going to assist the trailer slowing down at junctions and anywhere else where it needs to apply the brakes. So fantastic machine. Let's get the last few pallets on, head to the pad. The number 3 thing on my list of things that have made us super efficient now getting the turf from the field to the lorry, and that is our fantastic new loading pad. Now, we've watched this in previous videos in certain stages of development, and this was very much an in-house project with our sister company Fine Turf and Lakeland Earthworks doing all the excavations and groundwork for us, ground prep, before we poured the concrete with our own concrete mixing machine. Yes, it's fantastic. Level's beautiful, it's clean, it's tidy. Fantastic. As with all days when we've got a super busy harvest, we're making the best use of the pad for loading area. So we've got lorries here, we've got local landscapers turning up, picking up their rolls of turf to finish their prospective projects too. So yeah, this pad really has been an extremely fantastic acquisition to everything we have at Tillers, and again, once again, shows our future commitment to investment and always improving and always striving to be the best that we possibly can. So as always, super busy pad, and I'm trying my best not to keep in the way. So Dan's unloaded his turf, so he's off to get another load now. Steve's running things down here. He's loading the lorries, loading the landscapers, getting turf off, sorting it out, adjusting it off his own trailer as well. So both trailers in operation today, both super busy. So we've got, the pad is absolutely huge, which is brilliant. As you can see, we've got an articulated lorry in the corner there, looking virtually lost. But what this big pad does allow us to do, or allow Steve to do at the moment, is to put turf over there for possible collections later, turf over there for couriers later, different orders here. Because we grow so many different varieties, we can't afford to get them all mixed up, so we can segregate them nicely and give them all their own space. Brilliant, super efficient, fabulous. goes without saying that the pad is fantastic for obviously the turf distribution, but also it's a great place to store our pallets. So we've got some nice level ground, so the pallets are nice and stable here. They can't tip over, can't rock over, and making them very, very safe. So just quickly on the subject of pallets, so we have two-way pallets and four-way pallets. For those that don't understand, two-way pallets have access in two directions, so the front and the back, with a solid side. And the four ways, as the name suggests, have four ways of access, so two from the side, two from the back, sorry, one from the back, one from the front. Now these are particularly useful with couriers, where they're using things like a tail lift pump truck, so they can load the lorry from the side, pull the curtains across, then unload from the back onto the tail lift and deliver to the customer. So fantastic, loving the pad, brilliant. I really hope you've enjoyed this week's turf talk, looking at operations really from when the turf comes out of the field and how it all gets back to the pad, and obviously the new pad itself. A little explanation of what we've been trying to achieve here, what we have achieved. It's absolutely fantastic. So we've got the lorry positioned over there. Dan's off to get another load of turf out of the field now. He'll come back, unload that, and this lorry will be loaded up on its way to its customer somewhere for delivery first thing early tomorrow morning, ready to be laid. So yeah, three key things that are pivotal to our operations here in terms of moving that turf around and, as I say, the distribution area itself. So as always, thanks for watching. Really appreciate all your comments, all your likes, all your shares. It really helps us to grow the channel. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. We'd love to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, so anything you can do to help that would be really, really appreciated from the bottom of my heart. And yeah, so on behalf of Tillers and myself, once again, have a fabulous weekend. Take care everybody, we see you next week. Cheers for now.